some rage each heart. Some folks can lose into each life. Some folks can lose into each life.
Some rain, and I know that someday
Shower star. Some folks can lose. Through the wide open forever, but I am mountains rise. Fence me in.
Cavern from old Abe.
Fallout's second episode features the target, also known as Dr. Wilzig, who is the buzz of the town as people rush to claim him in exchange for Moldaver's priceless reward. In the enclave next to the boneyards, we take in little puppies. They are examined by Dr. Siggy Wilzig, Michael Emerson and his colleagues. The physicians dispose of them in the incinerator if their weight is less than 10 ounces. Oh, this is very not to my liking. Wilzig meets an adorable little dog that is slightly under 10 ounces in weight. He chooses to falsify the data in order to retain the dog for himself, giving her the ID CX404. In the ensuing months, Wilzig supervises the dog's growth as his research colleagues hard-train the other dogs. Wilzig injects himself with a bright blue injection as CX404 cuddles up with a plush animal in her comfortable niche in the wall. Its penetration of his flesh behind his ear is visible. Unexpectedly, a researcher walks into Wilzig's area to find CX404. CX404 and Wilzig storm off the property like bats out of hell. A robot appears at the exit, its screen reading, "Please remain calm." Wilzig and CX404 leave the area, dodging its blasts. Lucy, Purnell is moving across the sandy wasteland in the meantime. She finds out of service robots, tumbleweeds, skeletons, and more. Lucy lights a fire later that night and passes out. She awakens to discover Wilzig sitting close to the fire, and CX404 killing a large, radioactive cockroach. Wilzig alerts Lucy of the dangers of the wasteland after learning that she lives in a vault. He thinks she needs to return home. Lucy says that Moldaver abducted her father, and she is searching for him. Before he and CX404 leave, Wilzig tells her to get used to her new environment. Then, in their pursuit of the target, also known as Wilzig, Maximus, Moten and Knight Titus, Michael Rappaport take off on a vertibird and head for Philly, their next destination. Wanting to fire anything, Knight Titus tells their pilot to drop him off. Then, Knight Titus and Maximus arrive at the same location. When Maximus notices the cram can, he understands that the target was just present. Maximus is given the task by Knight Titus to look for Wilzig among the dangerous items inside the cave. Maximus informs his master that he is without a suit. Knight Titus doesn't let up until a massive, radioactive bear shows up. Maximus watches in disbelief as Knight Titus and the bear engage in combat. Knight Titus is once knocked off his feet and smacked around by the bear. Maximus is told to shoot the bear by Knight Titus. Maximus does, but old KT, who has several ailments, is too late. Throwing insults at Maximus, Knight Titus gives the order to get first aid supplies. After KT continues to disrespect him, Maximus concludes that KT lacks the moral integrity to wear the power armor. The wasteland is guarded by the knights. It's past time for a true knight to accept the task. Knight Titus thinks Maximus will be killed for this by the Brotherhood of Steel. Nevertheless, if Maximus delivers them the target, they won't move 1 inch. Lucy, meantime, meets a weird man who appears to be wearing a cloth diaper. He is perplexed as to why he continues to receive sand after adding, you guessed it, sand to the water filter and stands outside his house. She asks him if he has seen a group of individuals passing through this region with a hostage, lowering her firearm. No, he hasn't. Lucy then makes her way to Philly through an old vehicle cemetery. She finds residents of the wasteland peddling their goods in what seems to be a street market. In an attempt to find out if anyone has seen her father, Lucy shows his photo to each person she encounters. They all look away from her, fixating on the vault occupant who is lost in the actual world. After taking a tube ride to downtown Philly, Lucy discovers a little city full with odd businesses. She passes the ghoul, played by Haggans, who is seated in a rocking rocker. She notices a Vault-Tec camera in Marjune Sundry's storefront. Lucy's existence surprises Marjune since she knows that she lives in a vault. She believed that those who lived in vaults had passed away. To see Lucy, she calls her associate over. But Lucy puts a dampener on everything by bringing up Moldaver. Marjune thinks Lucy would be better off returning home. Unless she locates her father, Lucy is adamant that she won't. The topic of saving Vault-Tec technology for humankind's future comes up. Lucy is reminded by Marjune that during the nuclear war, the poor endured above ground while the rich 1% sheltered in their fallout shelters. It's entertaining to fight classes. Lucy is expelled from Marjune's business. Lucy meets up with CX-404 and Wilzig again. Wilzig reiterates his earlier assertion that Lucy need to return home. Then he begins to list details about Lucy that only those who knew her would be aware of. After directing Lucy to close the door to her business, Marjune goes outside and tells Wilzig to enter. Abruptly, the ghoul approaches the three, as well as the dog. According to Marjune, his sort is not welcome here. The ghoul says he is coming to collect a large reward that has been placed on Dr. Wilzig. He understands Marjune's wish to sneak Wilzig inside her enterprise in order to claim the bounty for herself. The ghoul, though, isn't eager to converse. Lucy shoots a drug at him that will render him unconscious as he approaches her. However, narcotics don't help him. And then Maximus is there. In order to protect Lucy from the ghoul, he knocks her out of the way. He pulls off the front of his helmet, gives her a smile, and motions for her to hide. As with everyone else, he is there for Dr. Wilzig. Maximus became Lucy's real-life knight in shining armor. Given that this series tackles issues of patriarchy and aspects of a society shaped by 1950s values. As Maximus and the ghoul engage in combat, Lucy assists Marjune in bringing the wounded Wilzig into the shop. Sadly, and this is not cool, the ghoul shot CX-404. Marjune places a heavy metal foot on Wilzig's limb that lacks feet. It's graphic. Wilzig requests that Lucy take him to see Moldaver. If Lucy has someone Moldaver wants in return, Marjune thinks this is the only way she'll be able to get back with her father. Maximus is defeated by the ghoul outside. Maximus's power armor malfunctions due to the ghoul's manipulation. Refusing to control his suit, Maximus soars out of downtown, away from all the activity. The ghoul chuckles. Wilzig and Lucy go away without the ghoul noticing. Lucy and Wilzig are currently 20 miles from their goal, having left earlier. He gives up, saying he is unable to continue. Since he consumes cyanide, his demise is certain. Lucy, who is always full of hope, tells him to keep going. She will reach Moldaver for him. Wilzig says Lucy can make a difference in the world and supports her. He begs Lucy to give Moldaver his head before he goes. He even has an item that will facilitate the beheading. She still asks him a lot of questions. To begin with, how does he know her identity? Wilzig even ends his life by saying her last name. When he dies, Lucy inhales and straightens her body. She activates the tool and gets ready to chop off the skull of Dr. Siggy Wilzig, who is desired by several groups in the wasteland.
In my